Hi everybody, welcome back. My name is Miss Molly and I hope everybody is doing well. So I have a really fun activity planned for us today. So if you take a look at our schedule, you will see our first step is hello. So hi everybody, I hope everybody is doing well at home. I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you enjoyed the last video. So now that we said our hellos, let's check it off on our schedule. So let's do a really quiet check first. So on the count of 3, we're gonna do a really quiet check to check off our hello. Ready? 1, 2, 3, check. Perfect. Now that we checked off our hello, let's move on to the second step of our schedule, and that is reading. So today we're going to read a really fun book, and we're going to do an art activity after we read the book. So let's get started and read our book. So the book is called Listening to My Body by Gabby Garcia. Okay, so this book is a little bit our feelings and about listening to our body and what that means. Okay, so let's get started. Listening to my body. My body is my friend. It tells me lots of things. When I yawn, I am tired. My stomach growls to let me know I'm hungry. And sometimes I get goosebumps when I'm cold. This happens on its own without me even doing anything. I may not even notice that it's happening, but I can start paying attention to my body so I can. Let's practice. Look closely at the palm of your hand. Trace the lines of your palm softly with your finger. When you finish, switch hands. How does that feel? Okay, so let's do this. Everybody put your hand up, and let's take our pointer finger. We're going to trace gently the lines on our palm. Okay, so do it really gentle. And we'll trace them. How does that feel? What does it feel like inside our bodies? Okay, let's switch hands. Remember, take your other pointer, take your palm, and trace the lines on your palm. Really gentle. How does that feel? Did it tickle? It tickled me. Ooh, now my hands are itchy. Okay, let's move on to the second page. When I pay attention and listen to my body, I notice many different sensations. Sensations are the physical feelings we have inside and outside of our bodies. Cold, sweaty, strong, and breathless are examples of sensations. Have you felt these sensations before? Let's practice. Rub your hands together quickly for 30 seconds. What do you notice? Heat, tingles, sweat, anything else? Those are called sensations. Okay, so let's take our hands, and what we're going to do is we're going to rub our hands together like this really fast for 30 seconds, okay? Let's get started. Ready? Go! Really fast. Keep going. We're gonna do it for 30 seconds, okay? So keep going. Oh, I'm starting to get tired. How about you? Keep going. Go ahead. Oh. Okay, so that was about 30 seconds. How do your hands feel? Do they feel tingly? Do they feel warm or hot or sweaty? How do they feel? I'm a bit tired and they feel a little bit warm and tingly. Okay, so those are called sensations. Sensations we have inside of our body and outside of our body. Okay, let's keep reading. Sometimes when I'm sad, I get a lump in my throat. That makes it hard to talk or breathe. Soon, warm tears roll down my face, and I may start to cry harder. Crying makes me feel better. So do hugs. We all feel sad at times. What do you need when you're sad? Let's practice. Wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself a gentle hug. Move your hands up and down your arms. Squeeze a little tighter and find what feels best for you. Do you like a tight hug or a gentle squeeze? Okay, so let's try this out. So sometimes when we're sad, we cry, which is totally okay to cry, and sometimes it makes us even feel better. It also might make us feel better if someone was to give us a nice hug. Let's put our arms around ourselves and let's rub our arms up and down just like this, nice and gentle. How does that feel? Does that make you feel better? Let's squeeze really tight. Do we like that? Or would we rather someone give us a nice gentle hug? So everybody's different and everybody needs different things. So it's important to know what we need. So do we want a gentle hug or do we want a really, really tight hug when we're sad? So those are some things we might want to think about next time when we're sad. Okay, let's keep reading. My mom once explained to me that sensations and feelings are like the waves in the ocean. Some come crashing in while others roll in gently. And they always come and go. We can't stop the waves from coming, but we can pay attention to them so that they don't knock us over. Sometimes my skin gets burning hot and my jaw and fists feel really hard like rocks. That happened to my body the last time I got really angry at my sister. She just destroyed the puzzle I was working on all afternoon. I stomped my feet and slammed the door, but I really wanted to kick it. But then I remembered to take deep breaths and blow out through my lips like a horse. And it didn't take long before my jaw and hands got relaxed and my skin to cool down. The angry feeling and sensations faded away. Blowing horse lips even made me feel a little silly, and it tickled. I decided to put the puzzle on the table so my sister couldn't reach it. Let's practice. Close your mouth so that your lips touch gently. Inhale through your nose and blow a strong puff of air through your mouth so that your lips flap like horses. Try that a couple of times. What do you notice? How do your lips feel? How does your jaw feel? Okay, so let's try that out. Let's breathe like horses. So we're going to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth, like this. I looked really funny. Okay, so let's give it a go. Let's try 2 times and let's see how we feel. Ready? In through our nose and then out through our mouth. Ready? One more time. That was really funny. I really enjoyed it. I could see how that could make someone feel better when they're sad. Maybe you could try that next time you're really, really angry, okay? So remember to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth like a horse, and maybe it will make you laugh and giggle and forget what you were even mad about. Sometimes I get overwhelmed and need help from a grown-up. On the first day of school, I woke up super early because I couldn't stop thinking about my new class and what it would be like. My stomach felt like it was tied in knots, so I didn't eat breakfast. In class, it was hard for me to focus on what my new teacher, Miss Morgan, was saying, and my body was shaky. When it was time to line up, I accidentally bumped my desk and knocked my stuff all over the floor. Everything was going wrong. Miss Morgan helped me pick up my things, and I took deep breaths like she reminded me to. I told her about my morning, and she explained that our brains have a hard time thinking when our bodies are tired and hungry. Miss Morgan thought I would feel better if I had a snack and rested in a quiet place while the class was at recess. She was right. When I came back to the class, I was calm and able to focus so that the rest of the day went much better. It's okay to get help when we need it. Who is an adult that helps you? So sometimes we're really sad and we don't know how we're feeling, and sometimes it's okay to ask an adult, and sometimes it's okay to explain to an adult how we're feeling, because sometimes they can help us. So next time when you're sad or angry, maybe you can go to an adult in your life and they can help you out. Other times when I'm upset, I can figure out what I need on my own by listening to my body. I can pay attention to my breathing, my heartbeat, the temperature of my skin, or to any other sensations. Am I hungry or thirsty? Tired or full of energy? Is my belly tense and tight or soft and relaxed? These are some questions I can ask myself. I can also try to name my feelings. Do I feel peaceful or playful? Confused or frustrated? Hurt or cranky? There are many different ways I may be feeling, and they are all okay. Listening to my body and naming what I feel takes practice, but it helps me figure out what I need. Do I need to have a snack, drink some water, or get some rest? Do I need to take deep breaths or sing my favorite song? Do I need to sit in a quiet place alone or go outside and jump around? I can color or draw, dance, cuddle with my dog, or hang around someone I love. These are things I can do to help me feel calm, happy, or peaceful. Everybody is different, so get to decide what is best for you. The more practice listening to my body, the better I get at responding with care and kindness for myself. I can get better at listening to my body, and so can you. Let's practice. Listen to your body. Do you want to sit down or stand up? Do you need to be still or move around? Would you like to wiggle and jiggle, hop or dance? It's your body, so you get to decide. Move in a way that makes feel good for you. Okay, let's do this. So as the book was saying, that everybody is different and everybody might need different things. So some people might want to jump up and wiggle around, and some people might want to sit calm and take a nice deep breath, and some people might want to stand up. So everybody is different. So decide what works best for you. For me, I'm going to sit down with my hands on my laps, and I'm going to take a few deep breaths, okay? So you guys do whatever works for you. Remember, you can jump up, wiggle around. You can put your hands on your lap, take a nice deep breath, okay? So go ahead, let's do that for a few seconds. Okay, now that we're all energized, we can move on to our next step. Now that we've finished reading our book, listening to my body. So right now that we're home, we might be having many different feelings. So some days we might be happy and some days we might be sad, and that is totally okay. Remember in the book, they talked about how feelings might come in waves, and so they might come and they might go, and we can't stop the waves just like we can't stop our feelings. So it's okay. Feelings are totally okay. And right now we might not be able to go to school and see your friends, or maybe go to the programs we once were able to, and that might make us sad. And that's okay to feel sad. But remember to think about the different exercises that we talked about today that will make us feel better. So maybe breathing through our nose and out through our mouth like a horse. So that one was really funny. Or maybe relaxing in a quiet place, or having a snack, or talking to an adult. So those are all great things that we can work on to make us feel a little bit better, okay? So remember that next time we're feeling sad or angry or mad, all right? Cool. Okay, so now that we read our book, we're gonna move on to our next step. And so we're gonna take a look at our schedule. So now that we finished reading, let's check that off on our schedule. Okay, so let's do, now that we're talking about feelings, let's do a really silly check for our check, okay? Do a check like this. Check, 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 check. Okay, so that's really, really silly. So on the count of 3, we're gonna move our arms like this and say check, 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 check. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Check, 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 check. Okay, so our next step on our schedule is our visual vocabulary. So if you take a look at our visual vocabulary, you'll see a picture of me. So I'm Miss Molly. Hi, everybody. Next up on our visual vocabulary is the Nassau Museum. So that's where I work. And right now the museum is closed, but you can take a look at the beautiful grounds and take a walk with your family on a really nice day and get to look at all the beautiful gardens and the sculptures. So if you guys want to go out on a nice day and go do that, that'd be really nice, okay? So now that we read our book, remember we were talking a little bit about feelings, right? And how we might be feeling right now. And so there's many different feelings. So remember, happy, calm, sad, angry. So there's all different kinds of feelings. And remember we talked about how it's totally okay to have feelings, right? You're not wrong for being sad or happy or angry. It is totally okay. So today, what I thought would be fun if we were to think about how we're feeling right now, and we can make emojis based on that. Okay? So you guys might use emojis when you're texting, and that might be a way to convey your feelings, right? So if someone sends you something really funny, you might send them like the crying emoji face or the laughing emoji face, right? Because it's like so funny. And then sometimes when someone sends you something sad, you might send them back a sad emoji face. So those are fun ways to express our feelings. So what I want you guys to think about is how you're feeling right now and what that looks like to you. So take a few seconds and think about what you're feeling right now in this moment. Okay, so did we think about how we were feeling? And then, so once we think about how we're feeling, we can get started and get ready to make our emojis. So some things that we need to make our emojis are some paper, we can grab all different kinds of circular tracing items. So I have a container that we can trace the rim. I have a coffee cup that we can trace this rim, which is a bit smaller. You can also use the lid to the coffee cup, or maybe a takeout container. So this one might be a bigger circle, whereas this one is a smaller circle. So whatever you have at home is totally okay for that. So that's for tracing our circles. You might also need a pencil to trace, and then some drawing materials. So whether you have markers or crayons, whatever you have will totally work. Okay, so let's get started on making our emojis. So if you have a piece of paper, you can lay it out in front of you, and remember, you can use whatever circular to trace out your emoji. Okay, and if you feel comfortable cutting out your own circle, you can do that too. So take your item and put it on your piece of paper, and take your pencil and then trace around your item to get your circle. Okay, and so once you traced out your circle, you can cut it out. So you can take your scissors and you can cut out your circle. And so this is going to be our emojis. So you can make as many emojis as you'd like. And if you don't cut it out perfect, that's okay too. No worries. There's no rules to making art. So cut out your circle. Also, if you have any colored paper at home, you can use that too. So I'm going to use this piece of paper to get just a different color emoji. And I'm going to use a little bit of a bigger circle for this one. So you're going to take that and put your circle down. And remember, you can take your pencil and you can trace around. And then you're going to take your scissor and cut out your emoji. Okay, so now that we traced out our circles, we're going to put our feelings on this paper. So remember, I asked you to think about a feeling that you were having right now. Okay, so whatever feeling that is, now I want you to create an emoji based on that feeling, okay? So if you're feeling silly, you might have a tongue sticking out. Or if you're feeling happy, you might have like a smiley face. And if you're feeling sad, you might have a sad face. And if you're feeling angry, you might have an angry face. So those are some feelings that you might be having. So right now, I'm feeling a little bit silly, so I'm going to make a silly face. Okay, so I'm going to move all my things around. So for my silly face, I'm going to make the eyes. So I'm going to take a marker, and I'm going to draw the eyes on my silly face. And remember, I said I was feeling silly. So let's think of a way we can make a silly face. Remember, I talked about we can have our tongue sticking out like this. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do for mine. And then I'm going to color the tongue red. Okay, so this is my silly emoji face, okay? So you can do whatever you'd like. You can add some hair. So we can also add some hair to our emoji. So let's give him some hair. Okay, so we'll put some hair on him. You can also put a hat. All right, so there's many different things that you can do. So get started and start making your emojis. So you guys have 10 minutes to make your emojis, and then we'll come back and we'll share our artwork, okay? Sounds good. So I'm gonna get started and making some emojis too. So remember, we're thinking about how we're feeling, and then we're going to make an emoji based on that feeling. So remember, I was feeling silly, so I made a silly emoji. Okay, so get started, get making your emojis, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. have about 5 more minutes left. Okay, everybody, you have about 2 more minutes left. Okay, everybody, you have 1 more minute left, so add your last finishing touches and come to a place where you feel like you can stop. Okay, everybody. So come to a place where you feel like you can stop and finish up your artwork. And remember, you can always come back to it at a later time. Okay, everybody. So now that we finished our art making, and remember, if you did not get a chance to finish, you can always go back to it whenever you want and finish it up on your own, okay? So now that we finished off art making, let's check it off on our schedule. And so let's do a happy check. Okay, so on the count of 3, we're gonna go check. Okay, we're gonna make a happy face. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, check. Okay, cool. So now that we checked off our art making, it is time to clean up. So whatever mess that you made, if you have some markers laying around, clean them up, and then we'll come back for our share. Okay, so I'm gonna clean up my markers and put them back in the bag, and then I'm gonna put my crayons back in the crayon bag. And so we'll clean up our mess that we made. So if you have any scraps, you can throw them out in the garbage and clean off your area. Okay, so now that we cleaned up our area, it is time for our share. So, being I can't see your artwork, what you can do is you can post it on your social media and tag us. So you can tag us at Nassau Museum and hashtag NCMA Creates. so then I could see all your beautiful artwork, and then we can post it on our social media pages. Okay, so I'm so excited to get to see everybody's artwork. So I'm going to share my artwork with you. So what I made a cool emoji. So he has sunglasses and a hat, and his hat's backwards, and he's kind of making a smirk like. Okay. And then I also made a shy emoji, and she looks like she's blushing, like her cheeks are blushing, like, and she's nervous. All right. So those are some of the emojis I made, and I also had made a silly face with you guys. So I'm so excited to get to see your emojis that you created, and I'm so excited for you guys to tag us and so I can see it. So I hope everybody had a great day, and I hope everybody had fun making their artwork, and I can't wait to see everybody's artwork. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.